he responded last night. What does Melania think about that? Is she buying it?
It's done. It's over. Jimmy Kimmel should be terminated from ABC. And I think ABC needs to determine, is this the type of person and violent rhetoric that it wants to affiliate with? Think about it. ABC has been protecting Jimmy Kimmel now for a long time. This isn't an isolated incident. It's been going on and on and on. And the problem, as you're very well aware, is that there are crazy people out there who are listening to this violent rhetoric, this terrible political-oriented violent rhetoric, and they're turning it into action. So for the third time now, our president has had his life at risk.
Yeah.
And it's because of this rhetoric. There's no doubt about it.
It's
so
almost
the First Lady's had enough.
There was a very light roast joke about the fact that he's almost 80 and she's younger than I am. It was not by any stretch of the definition a call. I know that. I've been very vocal for many. But I understand that the First Lady had a stressful experience over the weekend, and probably every weekend is pretty stressful in that house.
Jimmy's a comedian, and I would argue that Caroline Leavitt didn't mean shots should be fired, right? She was making a joke. Fair enough. So I look at that side and go, well, jokes are jokes, but the rhetoric, I think, is a little dangerous, and we've seen it a lot lately. You know?
It seems like on Saturday night there was an opportunity for a moment of unity between the press and the current administration. Do you have faith that that might happen in the next couple of years?
I always have faith in the press. I always believe in it. I'm the son of a journalist, you know. I believe in, I also think that you're not supposed to have a good relationship with government. You're supposed to be questioning them. You know, the people that I support, right, the Democrats, I'm a Democrat. I make no apologies for it. The people that I support.
Yes, a lot of people are calling out this Hollywood actor, George, for defending Jimmy. When you take a look at what Megyn Kelly said, what an utter BS. Saying about a speech shot fired is not a joke. Humorously implying that shots are coming. It is an idiom, a figurative phrase, but Clooney knows Kimmy crossed a veil line, so he minimized it, saying they both joked about the disgusting. You know, you will see these people who always come out to defend their people with different strategies. I've seen a lot of these Democrats coming out to defend this. If you take these two situations, I will tell you the truth, it can never be equal. What Karen said here was just Trump is coming with some things that will fire up people in the building. That was what she was saying. You can't take this and compare. Jimmy, instead of apologizing, he came and still blow up going after these people. That should tell you a lot. This guy will never change.
I disagree with everything that this administration stands for, but there's no place for this kind of violence that we saw 2 nights ago in Washington, D.C. Nor is there room for this kind of violence in Minnesota.
It's amazing that we sit at this table and everything is Donald Trump's fault. And when you call and put up a picture of the First Lady and you laugh about her being a widow and her husband who's already been shot, that somehow that is Donald Trump's fault and he's mean to Jimmy Kimmel and wants Jimmy Kimmel gone. I don't know who you talked to the White House. I'm around the White House. I promise you a lot more than you are. The president has not talked about this at all.
Well, I also...
At all. Like,
sure.
It's on the list of things he gives you know what about, it's down here. But when you go on TV...
The thing that he sent a Truth Social post about this?
After it was said, you can respond. And by the way, if this was a joke, Jimmy Kimmel could have immediately been a comedian and said, hey, in light of what happened tonight, that was a joke. I apologize for it. I'm sorry.
Well,
because Monday. A real comedian would say, but he didn't. And you want to know? No, you would do it immediately. At Twitter, I can tweet right now on your show.
But hold on. I think the
he doesn't. He knows he's not going to get fired, but he wanted her to be a widow.
Do you think he was referring to Donald Trump being murdered, or do you think that he was referring to a 56-year-old woman who is married to an 80-something-year-old man?
I think when you've been shot at 3 times and now, or this being the 3rd and 4 different times he would try to kill you, yeah, I'm going to go out there and say Jimmy Kimmel's a smart guy, and I think he's saying a widow, and I think the audience laughed that way. They weren't laughing at an age joke.
I'm not going to try to be clairvoyant about what Jimmy
Kimmel meant. It's a weak stretch.
But I will say that we played the lead up to the joke so that you could hear the rest of the context. I'm not saying you need to like the joke, but the rest of the joke was the president. What if something were to happen to the president tonight?
Honestly speaking, I thought these people will actually change. They will learn to cover the truth, speak when things like this are happening. If you take a look at the mainstream media right now, you will not see these people, calling out Jimmy to stop all this. Instead, they continue to defend him. This was just a joke. He's a comedian, things like that. It is irritating to see these people, undermine this. If you allow comedians to be doing the instigating things like this, I don't know how things might look. If you look at what this Hollywood actor actually put out, he is being criticized on social media after this. I'm glad at some point I was impressed what this man actually did on CNN, calling them out for who they are. They don't want to acknowledge that what Jimmy did is wrong, simply because Trump said that he should be fired. This is not the first time. If it was the first time, I actually don't like to see people getting fired because I like people to have freedom, when talking. But in this case, you will look beyond this.
When you read the manifesto of this year, ask yourselves, how different is the rhetoric from this almost assassin than what you read on social media and hear in various forums every single day? The answer, if you're being honest with yourself, is that there is no difference at all. Much of the manifesto of the would-be is indistinguishable from the words that we hear daily from so many.
But now that room was full of some of the most important political leaders in the country right now.
Right.
Now they know, they've lived it in their own flesh, the fear that our school children go through.
Yes.
Now they know what it's like to have to jump under a table the way that school children jump under a desk. And we are a country that is vulnerable to this. We have now...
Don't y'all see that God is protecting the president? Does anybody else see that God is the one protecting the president? Every attempt, they can't get to him. They clipped his ear. When he was in the golf course, that crazy dude, they found him first. This guy popped off at the correspondent dinner. He did it in the lobby. But they can't get to him. And I want to put this warning out here for everybody who's trying. You're going to fail.
What these people are doing here, instead for the view to actually look like this was a bad thing, they are extremely excited like these people experienced this. I don't understand. And they even thank God, like, oh, God saved them. They did not go. This should tell you a lot about these people. They are celebrating that this happened to teach them lessons, what other people are going through. I don't get the point why these people are on air. Sometimes when I play their clips, I get irritated because it doesn't make sense. They always say things. If you look into the manifestos and some of the things that usually come out from this show, they're just in line with what he actually wrote from that manifestos, like what the press secretary said there. You will not see any difference. It gets crazy every single time. When things like this happen, they still struggle to defend it. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only person saying this. I get tired seeing people like this.
You see out of a Republican today, like just the garden variety, even the MAGA people. I mean, I've certainly met all of them. I mean, the vice president is married to an Indian American.
It's
they just things,
crazy.
and they are not. Trump doesn't care about.
Yeah, but that's
So there are backlash people.
There, and we heard shots, and
all of a sudden it just started getting noisy. Tables getting flipped over, guys running in with.
Classic Donald J. Trump.
Like we need to work out a number before.
Liberalism has never had more access to the leader of the free world than they have right now. I couldn't agree more with you, Van. And also, anybody who attempts to rationalize it. I think in the wake of some of these things, you get people who are saying, well, you could...
Traditionally, I mean, this is why Trump, a lot of people say this is why he ran for president in the first place, because he was at the one where Obama just tore him a new asshole from the podium, and now he's going to get a chance.
Security officers, some of them climbing over the chairs
Fired at the correspondents.
Made America great again, and you've made comedy great again. And
Continue to update you. I'm going to end here. Thank you for watching. Please hit the video and share out. As of the social clips at the end, that is for the white algorithm. You can always keep
Eric Holder on, like, not that many.
But right now, they are under threat. I think is damaging to Congress. Gerrymandering and ensure that in the midterms. And we're counting on you to help in.
Good evening to you. Plus creating a lot more
celebrating the win in yesterday's redistricting.
It's going to lose their congressional representation. How do you think?
Until the First Lady brought them back with her surprise statement last week.
How does this benefit?
I'm an actor.
I'm an actor. I'm an actor.
creative content.
Why are you not looking forward to the White House fight?
Well, it's kind of a gimmick.
I have 300.